Okay, back with Alan Wake's American Nightmare. Did the first 2 sections of the game yesterday. Now on to section 3. I believe there's only 3 maps. Rest Stop Observatory Drive-In Theatre, which we'll be revisiting a couple of times. I think it's 3 times each. So that is what it is. Continue story. To the Drive-In Theatre. Please, to the Drive-In Theatre. There we go. I might worried there, but I was worried for no reason. Night Springs Drive-In Theatre, Arizona. Shout out to Ham Documentary.
Once the site of lurid celluloid fantasies, it's now the site of an art exhibition. And yet, it's the search for closure rather than culture that brings the champion of light here.
Okay. Immediately turn around and just follow the road. It's over here. The Grenadier.
The Taken were always single-minded. They had a certain animal cunning, but they weren't very intelligent. That's one reason why they prefer melee weapons. Actual firearms are too complex for them to use. That's why seeing the one who threw grenades at me surprised me. But of course, they aren't actually grenades. There's no pin to pull, no fuse to set off an explosive, just concentrated darkness.
And there we go. The Taken. Dumb as molasses. I can also do this if you want to, I guess, change the side of the camera that Alan's standing on. Is that something shining in there? I know where the next thing is. It's next to the objective. Giggle. Bright Falls. Ooh.
My writer's block got worse. I didn't sleep much anymore. My life with Alice seemed like a constant fight. I was a wreck. Alice took steps. She booked a vacation in Bright Falls, a small town in Washington. It was supposed to be a chance to break out of the cycle I was in. She didn't know about the darkness in Cauldron Lake.
I mean, how could she, to be fair, know about the darkness in Cauldron Lake? No one really knew apart from Cynthia Weaver. And everyone treated her as crazy.
Oh, it's you. That's fantastic.
Are you okay?
Go away. No, I want you. But you'll get angry if you're here. So, you gotta go. You know I'll do what you want.
She's met Scratch.
Okay.
I love you so much. Did you know that love hurts? Are you gonna hurt me now? 'Cause you should.
Lady, you got darkness on the brain. I think I can help you if I can get the lights on in here.
You can't turn the power back on. It's not allowed. You said.
So, where shouldn't I go so I don't turn the power back on accidentally?
It's the big building on the other side of the drive-in, but it's locked.
Where's the key? Just so that I know to avoid it.
It's on the wall next to the cash register. But you can't. You can't.
Oh, I can.
Don't be bad.
And I shall.
Hey, no problem. I'm just gonna go do some other stuff. Scout's honor. Just try to stay calm. I've seen this kind of thing before. I think you're gonna be okay.
Why is it so hard to think?
You've been touched by darkness. I'm hoping it's not permanent.
Remember when you were here before and you kissed me and then everything got all dark? That was the best.
Listen, this is very important. Where did I go? Can you tell me that?
Baby, you don't need to go anywhere. You're here now, and you're in my head. You should be in me. You should touch me again.
Not
Well,
with a 10-foot pole, lady.
she knows what she wants and she goes for it.
Hey,
More
just in
power to
case
her.
there's a part of you in there that's freaking out right now, it's not your fault. I promise I'll do what I can to help you, okay?
I don't... Please go away.
Don't sweat it. I'm just saying that in case you really need to hear it, I've been there.
I think there are spiders in my eyes. I think you put them in me.
That doesn't seem like a good thing to do.
I'm just gonna go now.
Good on my Scratch. Why are you such an a-hole? But I guess she's got bruises in all the right places? Maybe? That's what she said. Also, radio.
And we're back with Old Gods of Asgard and their manager, Barry Wheeler. Guys, you're on your comeback tour, and you're playing a lot of your classic material, but you've also got a new single out, right? How'd that come about? Was it hard to go back into the studio after such a long time?
Are you kidding me? They were chomping at the bit. They were just itching to stretch those creative muscles. Now, it had been a while because, you know, they spent a lot of time in,
Retirement. We were retired.
We were?
Yeah.
No. We were at the lodge, and we escaped.
We were at the retirement,
retirement thing.
yeah.
So, you know, really, once we got in the studio, things
They were in a
started happening. Now, the music
home
has changed
psychiatric
a little bit, and the
institute.
boys were a little rusty, so it took us a while to find the right gear. But hey, once we got going, whew, boy, they kicked ass. And it's an awesome song. It's called Balance Slays the Demon, and seriously, I think it's their finest work. And hey, I should know, I produced it.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were a producer.
Well, this was my first time. I mean, they needed a little bit of guidance, you know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys are the best. But it's the 21st century, man. Things just sound a little different these days. So, you know, I kind of stepped in there, helped them make it sound all cool, kind of jazzed it up.
That sounds like a challenge.
Oh, no, it was really easy, man. I was just, you know, like, hey, give it a little zing, you know? Let's take it to another level so it really rips. You know, let's just throw some really sweet synths in. Like that, you know, just
Barry.
kicked it up a notch.
But
But
Barry
it's
just-
totally old gods.
Well,
Barry.
listeners, you can judge for yourselves. Here's Old Gods of Asgard and Balance Slays the Demon.
Oh, yeah.
Deep in the ocean of darkness, in the mirror of
Like how
balance becomes
Alan's shirt freaked out as it started.
He rides a storm on your peace.
Oh, that's good too. Sounds like it's different people because it is.
Beyond the shadow you settle for, there is a miracle illuminated.
Oh no. That's close to the fall again. Never mind. Anyway, as good as the song is, I do have stuff to do in this game. Alan's just floating, no big deal. Yeah, anyway, that song's cool.
The man
Hi,
has
Kiwi.
encountered this before. People whose integrity has been suborned by the insidious
no.
touch of the darkness. He has experienced it himself, but merciful light burned away the darkness in his brain.
I don't think it means literally enough. Just got home from a long meeting, you're so tired. Oh, that sucks. Was it at least a productive meeting? I'm just gonna follow the road. Still going. There we go. I assume this is the car I was supposed to look for. Nail gun. Missed all of those shots. How's Alan in Shadow Monsters? These are slightly different. This is, you'll notice, American Nightmare. So now I have to intensify the light on them to actually get rid of the darkness, which sucks. Where's the weapon case? But it was pretty cool. I finished the DLC yesterday. It was, you know, serviceable at least. I'm enjoying. This is way more arcadey than the main game. This is an expansion. Still got collectibles though, so oh, there it is. Obviously, I'm following a guide for them, building on that sweet lore.
The car seemed to sail through the crisp mountain air in slow motion, spinning around one axis almost lazily. The moment was hypnotic. Then it struck the pipeline in a shower of sparks.
In the moment in time,
impact turning the windshield into a burst of safety glass. As it hit the ground, I snapped out of my reverie. The car was rolling downhill, slowing down as every bump killed momentum, but still coming. The fence wouldn't be enough to stop it.
Oh dear. So we learned yesterday through, I think it was one of the earlier pages, how to rewrite reality according to Alan Wake, in that you find the manuscript page that says something will happen, and then you just... Oh, there's TV. You build those... Scratch.
Oh look! Mr. Hero's here!
You make the scene resemble the page, and the page will come true. Time to kill some dude. Scratch is Alan's evil doppelganger. Let's say the information. He's a manifestation of the darkness. Oh right, these guys split. This is way more gunplay heavy than the base game. And there are way more guns. That was a poorly timed dodge. There's a yellow car somewhere. I guess that's yellow. Actually, finding the manuscript pages unlocks weapon like chests, so there is a point to them in this, beyond the, obviously, the lore.
It's been 2 years since I came here. Being that long without Alice breaks my heart, and I know it broke hers. I know she thinks I'm dead. How could I blame her for that? It would be a crime to pretend that she owes me anything. She took all the stupid, self-indulgent bullshit I brought into her life and still stood by me. Still loved me. It's no betrayal. But I'm a better person now than I used to be. I want to be that person with her.
What am I going to play when I'm done with Alan? It depends. If it's still October, I'll stick with the spooky theme. And might give Conarium a try. It's a like sci-fi Lovecraft game. If it's not, I really should finish Dragon Age Origins. I just needed a break from that. And I know I should finish Borderlands, but I'm kind of dreading that, so... I guess we'll see. I might find a short game to play. Are you ready for some sweet TV? Scratch is dancing. What would you like to see me play? This is a community after all. This is the thing. That was the thing that they got the guy voice, I guess modeling Alan Wake to do. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So, like in the main game, there are safe haven lights, but in this one, you touch them to get the checkpoint. They heal you to full, and then they break. That was not what I wanted to do at all. I'm not going to go down there. I'm going to go this way. That was mildly annoying. Did I go the wrong way? Boy howdy, I think I did. Oh, that's probably a weapon crate. Okay, I guess I have to go down. I thought it was a drop, but I guess it isn't. Oh, there's some steps over there.
You are gonna shit yourself when you realize what I have done. Shut up!
Yeah, Alan, you tell him. You tell him, Alan. You show him. You assert. You T-pose for dominance. God, imagine if I could T-pose at will. I think more games need a T-pose at will button. Let's face it. Was that supposed to be a threat? This is also a normal. Angrily T-poses. Shut up! Asserts dominance. Assault rifle. I have a carbine though, so I'm good with carbines. Might have to swap over to here actually in a moment. Spider. But there's plenty of ammunition just lying around, so. Night Springs Light and Power Company. So Night Springs was a fictional TV show in Alan Wake. It was on some of the TVs. But now Alan's in Night Springs. It's weird. I don't really know why. Maybe I'll find out. This is Act 3 of 9. Chapter 3 of 9 or whatever, so. The great thing about the nail gun is you can actually, if I get close enough, the nails do actually stick out of the taken. They're not just fake. Look for a manuscript page. Where is it? There it is. Just, you know, here's my carbine, but nail gun. Alice.
Alice. My wife. The best thing that ever happened to me. She smiles and the darkness lifts. For her, I've tried things I otherwise never would. I've never really minded if it's made me feel like a fool. She's a photographer, and the world she sees through her lenses is unique and beautiful. She has the vision. She sees things others don't and knows how to make them visible to everybody. She did it with me, too. She teased out things I was only vaguely aware of. She always saw me in the best possible light.
Oh, that was nice of him. Alan might have a redeeming feature. He seems less angry now. I guess being trapped in the darkness and then escaping will do that to a person. Boy howdy, I can't wait to have to fight my way out of here. So this is a restocks everything box.
Okay, I should be able to figure this out.
I accidentally saw the solution to this puzzle, so that's the solution. Oh look, taken. Right, you know what? That's a big guy. I'm just gonna... That is how Alan... I guess the other guy got fried by the explosion, maybe? Or the light from the explosion. God, that carbide takes so long to reload. Okay, I thought it was a maze. I guess it's not. That was weird. Didn't like... Oh, the light came back on. You know what? I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab the health. Also the checkpoint. There we go. What's the next thing? Just gotta head back to where I came from. Turn the lights on in the security hut or whatever it is. Where did I come in? I think it's blocked off now. Guess I'll go the other way. No, I'm gonna wait for it. I'm not gonna risk that. That's easily avoided damage. Grab some nail gun ammo. Where do I even... Oh, there's a hole. There's a gate right there. Right. This all seems very dangerous. How do I get out of here? This isn't how I came in, so I'm a bit confused. There he is.
You have no idea how badly you're screwed. It's gonna be a blast to watch you find out.
Is it? I'm just gonna run. Just gonna run. Just gonna run. Gonna keep running. Gonna do some jumping while the stamina bar recharges. Oh, there's a scratch on the, the thing. Stop throwing grenades at me, please. It's not sporting. It is not cricket, as some British people would say. I need to get on the road.
Wait.
Oh, right. That. Alan has this thing where if you're holding an input down during a cutscene, it doesn't
It's so nice
work.
in the dark. I can smell you. I can smell you out there.
They're trying to get in. Yeah, anyway.
No, don't. Oh, it's not. It's you.
It's a nice shirt.
Did you help me?
Looks like you're feeling better now.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened.
The darkness was in her head,
There
though,
was
so, you know.
this guy.
Before you say anything, I know I look like him, but I'm not.
Don't worry. You just don't feel anything like he does. He was in my head. I feel like I need to take 50 showers.
Where is he?
That asshole wanted to get into the projector booth. He was talking about fixing things so the sun never comes up. God, It didn't seem that weird when he was saying it. It sounded really good at the time.
You weren't yourself. The projector booth. That sounds about right. I need to get in there.
I have the access code for the door. Here.
Thanks.
I'm just glad you showed up now. He said he'd be back after he'd arranged for some security.
Do you feel up to telling me what's going on here?
We have an art exhibition here, supposed to open tomorrow. I'm the curator. My name's Serena Valdivia.
Alan Wake.
Holy shit, it is you. I mean, I've seen you on the big screen. I know your wife.
You know Alice? Wait. Big screen.
Yeah, we have a film from her here. What the hell happened to you?
Oh my, he's famous.
Getting back to Alice.
Oh, God, yeah, sorry. It's quite a coincidence that you're here. She made this short film. I mean, she shot it years ago. You're in it. It's a part of the exhibition.
Standing there with his nail gun.
I'm in a film?
Yeah, it's like... I mean, it's just footage she shot of you at some point, but she turned it into this thing. It's, almost like a memorial of sorts, because, you know, you're supposed to be dead, or something.
I'll take the something. Take the something.
How's Alice? Is she alright?
She's okay, I guess, all things considered. I know her pretty well. You're really Alan? I can't believe you're here. Nobody knows what happened to you. But there are people who say they've seen you.
That wasn't me. He just looks the same. Like, you know.
Yeah, but that guy's a lot more slimy.
Animation on his
A lot
shirt.
of him makes me... I hate him, but there's something about him, God, he's so creepy. Anyway, you're not like him. At all. I hope you can stop him.
This is a printout of a signal I got in the last chapter. And that's a cat. I think that's just... Yeah, there appears to be one radio and one TV in each chapter. Got both of them, and there's no more manuscript pages I can get just yet. That's from the first chapter. It's the TV show from the first chapter. Broadcast, whatever. Okay. Of course.
That's the security system? I guess it was too much to hope for an alarm and a fat rent-a-kit.
Alan. Hop the fence. Or the small rock even. Ah, there we go. I was like, what fountains? What do I have to destroy? Alan, get out of there. Just, do that. Wow. They got wrecked. I need another fountain. Where is it? There is it. That'll do. Third one. I'm assuming it's a rule of 3. Batteries are less of a concern because I get full batteries at each of those ammo boxes. I guess also I could just have waited, but I'm being impatient, and there's no reason to, so... Same reason I used a flare. Plenty of flares lying around. Also, I have 4 flashbangs if I need them.
The Champion of Light can feel the fragment of the signal in his pocket. The weapon that can change what will be. It's incomplete, but it's all he has.
So this is apparently a Remedy arcade cabinet that they actually made way back when. Late at night, summer almost over. I guess there's a calendar and a clock, maybe? Yes. That's not summer. That's summer. Also. Oh, that's cool. Sky outside changed. Before I... Tom the Poet. A pinprick of light in an ocean of darkness. There we go, that's from the first game. I guess I'll just fiddle with this clock and hope it works. It's not late at night. That is. Oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, that's not good at all.
This isn't going right.
Scratch! Also, live action sequence.
You've been up to something, haven't you? Too bad it's not gonna do any good. I'm a better you than you ever will be, and I've got all the time in the world. Everything you've got's going to be mine. Your life. Your wife! What are you gonna do about it? The sun's never coming up now.
It does seem kind of bad.
I can keep this up forever. Show yourself. Whatever you say, buddy.
I want Alan's sweet shirt. I don't normally go for check, but I like it.
The rush of darkness is unstoppable. Time itself twists and tears, sweeping the champion of light back with its dark currents.
Bad evil Shadow Man. He's got a sweet suit though. Sweet suit. Although you can't trust him because he's got his hair slicked back.
Again, he enters the world, but now he sees the trap for what it is. A maze that loops back into itself.
So this is the
I'm here again.
start of the game.
Set me back.
Oh, I'll take the flare gun. Thank you very much. The Spectre.
In Bright Falls, I was constantly under attack by birds that were more shadow than flesh and feathers.
Yes, yes, I
But
was.
this is an evolution. Some of the Taken were actually capable of turning into a flock of birds to escape my attacks and turning back into human form to make surprise attacks.
That never happened. I'm hoping it doesn't this time because that sounds annoying. Could do Kiwi things real quick. That's fine. Peck that ground real hard. Alternatively, be green and fleshy on the inside, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that sort of joke. I'm sorry. Oh, spiders. That's about the most Kiwi things you can do. It's true. I'm full on, I believe.
Oh, not birds again.
Yeah, Alan, birds again.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's new. I'm just going to grab this and peace out. The appearance of Mr. Scratch.
I'm trapped in the darkness. He has started appearing to me. Mr. He can travel back into the world effortlessly, and he loves to rub my face in it. At first, he was just an echo in the darkness, a flicker beyond the edge of my vision. Now he started showing himself, getting bolder all the time, telling me what a great time he's having in the world while I'm stuck here, and what he plans to do, especially to Alice. All the moves I have left are dangerous and desperate. I have no choice. I have to hunt him.
It's really, really bothering me that some of these lines, some of these are printed on the line and some of them are not. Why would you do that, Remedy? Alright, I'm gonna have to. Peace out. I can drop down here, right? I need to go to the diner. So. I said it before, and I'll probably say it again, it's just nice to see colour in Alan Wake. I have not much health. I've just realised. Sure, I'll grab that from over the fence. Emma Sloan?
With all the herbs, crystals, and the rest of her New Age paraphernalia, Emma Sloan had been called a hippie and a freak and worse. It was that small-town mentality. She was a female mechanic, and even in 2011, there were always going to be backward shit-kickers who thought that was a hoot. She didn't mind. She could deal. She could take any engine apart, even the new ones with all the computers in them. Turned out that these boys were awful polite while waiting for her to put them back together.
I mean, you'd kind of have to be, really. I guess the Taken have disappeared. Right, so she's going to be in the garage again. Where was the radio? I can't remember where that was. I think it was around here. There it is.
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill, and there's nobody I'd rather spend them with. Nobody else in the whole world. Oh boy,
Same chat.
That'll land me in hot water when I get back home, won't it? Well, just in case my wife is listening, and you always are, aren't you, baby? Let me tell you, you are the exception, honey, and the prettiest lady I ever saw to boot. But I'd really like to spend some quality time with you listeners, because, well, tonight's one of those nights. You're sitting in the studio and you kind of forget how long it's been or what day it is. You just sit here and go through the motions. You might as well have been here forever. Keep talking, but you don't even know what you're saying. It's like you're on automatic. You can't stop the ride and get off. It's times like these that I really wish that somebody would just call in and relieve my boredom. How about it? Anybody? Come on now, help a fella out. Our lines are open.
I feel that guy so hard when I'm streaming and there's no one in chat. I mean, it's to be expected and it's fine. But sometimes, boy howdy does it get to you. Go and talk to Emma. Off the cutscene.
Emma? You here?
Give me health back.
Wow, it is you. I guess all of it really happened.
You remember me?
Kind of. I felt weird all day, like I could almost remember a dream I had, and then just before sunset, I remembered the page.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go get those things again.
Not all of them. I went out and got them. Well, most of them. I felt stupid at first, but then it was getting dark, and those things started showing up, and one of them made off with the battery. It ran into the railroad tunnel. There was no way I was gonna follow him in there. Sorry.
It's good you didn't. You should be careful. I mean, really careful.
Yeah, I kind of remember something. Something bad happened
No,
to me, didn't
nothing,
it?
nothing.
Forget
Nothing
it.
at all.
It doesn't have to happen again, okay?
She
Just
didn't
do
die.
what I say.
Yeah, okay. God, this is too weird. Am I going crazy here? Just go get that battery.
Try to stay calm. You're perfectly sane. We're caught in a time loop. That's why this is
Yeah, it's
happening.
just a time loop, you know?
I believe you. God, I feel like I might just lose it any second now. How come you're not freaking out over this?
Because on my personal weird shit-o-meter, this just doesn't rate.
Look, I know something happened to me before.
You're gonna be okay. If you just keep cool, okay? Thanks for getting this stuff for me. It's a big help.
I hope so. Are you gonna make everything blow up at the oil field again?
I have to.
Well, whatever the hell else you might be, at least you're not boring.
I'm going to summon a satellite from the sky. Like the cranky... Oh, I'm also keeping your nail gun. I hope that's cool.
Just the battery. That'll save time.
It would if I were not going for the collectibles, Alan. Where's the... I think it was over here. Nope. I can't remember I found the TV last time. Oh, there it is. Grab this. Night Springs, the cult TV show.
Night Springs doesn't exist. It's a fictional town from the TV show I used to work on. It was Any Place USA, a place we used as a backdrop for whatever strange story we had that week. One of the stories I wrote for the show involved a man, the champion of light, fighting his evil double, the Herald of Darkness. It was something I'd written back in the real world, something I had a link to, a framework I could build on. I had adapted it into a new story. This story.
Alan knows he's trapped. He's genre aware. Watch Mr. Scratch.
Okay.
He's watching Night Springs.
So this chick just came up to me and said she's my biggest fan. I know.
That's Anna.
They all say that, right? And she's giving me the eye. So I make a couple of moves. We have a couple of drinks. And then things start happening. But I say I have to go to the bathroom first. Uh-oh, right? She's got no idea. Watch this. This is gonna be priceless.
He's apparently deaf.
That's nice.
I thought you'd like that. Are you tense? You feel a little tense.
Maybe a little. I had a crabby
What's he
day.
gonna do? Snap a neck?
Don't worry. It's improving real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, don't stop.
Oh no, he's got the
It's
knife.
just getting good.
Watch this.
That's a tasteful way of doing it.
Yeah! Did you see that? Oh man! Did you see her? Boom!
Well, I didn't because you were in the way, but that was kind of the point.
It's in our nature to imagine, to turn fantasies into legends, to be storytellers. But on a rare occasion, the line between fact, fiction, imagination, and reality becomes hopelessly blurred, and nowhere can vividly as in Night Springs.
In Night Springs, anything can happen. Southwest is the next manuscript. I see it. Well, I see it glowing. I don't see it. Night Springs, Arizona.
Now Night Springs is in Arizona, although not for long. It's in Arizona because whatever the town that has become Night Springs is really called is located near one of the thin, worn places in the world where dreams and reality flow together and life is always a little strange. Perfect analogy for Night Springs. I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. I can enter the strange little town of Night Springs. All I did was put it in Arizona for one night.
Yeah, thought so. He's trapped in a dark place still. This is his way back to Alice and the real world. Good enough ammo. Flares. Because this is the tunnel.
Well, this should be perfectly safe.
Yeah. Of course. Spiders! That jump scare didn't work because I was kind of expecting it.
Now I just need her to charge this up.
Get away from me, spiders. Get away from me. Okay. Let's just do that. Up the flare. Man, you do not have much health on normal. Where am I going? Back to Anna. Cowards! Wusses! You won't catch me running away?
Found the battery.
Okay, I'll charge it.
Ooh, nice catch.
Here. Try not to get killed.
Okay. I'm gonna take care of this. Try to stay calm.
Look, what if you stay here with me, please?
I'm sorry, but if I don't deal with this, no one else will.
Yeah, I guess. It's just that this is getting really creepy. I believe this is real, but I don't understand any of it. I'm getting scared. I can't believe you're so calm.
I get scared, but I've had a lot of time to get used to it. That helps. The guy who looks like me is the reason this is happening. I caught up with him, but he swept me back here.
Back in time?
Curse you, Scratch.
Yeah, it's a trap. We'll be doing this forever unless I can break out of it.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm working on it. I came prepared, but things got kind of scrambled when I arrived. I'm tracking down the things I need.
Yeah, well, feel free to climb back into your DeLorean or whatever it is you do.
Fair. Fair point. I feel. I could take the SMG, I guess, but I don't really feel like it. I saw the manuscript in there. How do I get in you? I think I'm full on flashbangs. Ah, guess I can't just yet. Sure, I'll grab this. I don't really want the pump action. Get away from me, dude. That's what I want. My best friend.
I don't make friends easily.
Barry.
I know plenty of people, but I don't let most of them close. I've known Barry Wheeler ever since we were little boys. We had the time of our lives. I'd get us in trouble, and he'd talk us out of it. Things haven't changed that much now that we're grown-ups. He's the most loyal and dependable person I'd ever met, and all the things that count anyway. You could call him a weasel, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. You could call him a clown, and I would reluctantly agree. But he has never let me down.
And that's important in a friend. Please be birds. Thank you. Now when it says clear the oil field of enemies, do I actually have to kill them? Guess we'll find out when I get here if I can activate the objectives or not. Oh, that's a... what I wanted at all. 5. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to select. I guess I've got a flare. Ow! Oh, that wasn't a flag. Oops. Land. Cowards. Yes, you have to. You have to just
Well,
kill
here we
everything.
go again. Better get ready to run.
Place the valve. That's carbine ammo I can't pick up. Place the battery. Oh, right, let's turn it on. And run. There's the satellite again. Come to me, my satellite child. Grace me with your presence on this fine desert earth. Also, shout out to copyrighted music. Run, Alan. I believe this is going to sound fire. That's new. Never mind.
Be in trouble. Better hurry.
Emma! I'm coming! It's not a bad thing! Nothing!
Huh. Maybe a flashbang would have been better. Plus this is a time to kill thing. Carbine. Reload the carbine, which takes approximately 3 years.
Just keep your head down!
Okay, I honestly don't know why I thought the flare was equipped then. Okay, so checkpointed. God, Alan. Good. I think I can stay here without.
It's okay. It's safe now.
Give me some sweet ammunition. You're not dead this time.
Really bad feeling about all of this.
I'm gonna need those keys to the diner now. There's a motel key there that I have to get.
Oh, hey, you don't have to do that. I have the motel master key. I work for the same company.
Sure, you can just give me that last time.
What's at the motel?
Well, there's a dead guy. He's got something I need to get into the Mount Redtooth Observatory.
God, that's awful. Hey, you wanted to know about the guy who looked like you, didn't you?
The last time you said he had a party, but you didn't go.
No, that's not true. I did go. It was really great at first, and then I didn't see it myself, but I hear he turned nasty. He hurt a bunch of guys pretty bad, and there was this girl.
Oh, my left hand's shaking.
She died. But I didn't hear about that until afterwards. I thought that he was so charming.
And then he went to the diner.
That's right.
Yep.
I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved with that at all. I don't know what happened.
Fine. I need to check out these motel rooms. In the meantime, you stay here, okay? I'm serious. Keep the lights on and stay here.
Yeah, okay. You got it.
Don't do what you did last time, Emma.
I sure hope you're right about this.
Don't get yourself killed.
You're gonna stay here this time, right?
Because the last time I didn't, and that thing, whatever it is, happened to me.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want you to get hurt again.
Don't worry, I'm gonna stay put. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I learned my lesson.
Good.
Good. It doesn't have to happen exactly
Words right out of my mouth,
this time around. You proved that much when you went out and got those things for me. I think you're gonna be okay.
Let's hope you're right.
Let's hope Scratch doesn't wise up to the fact that you can change things. And change things. So that I can no longer summon...
This wasn't supposed to happen again!
God damn it, Emma. Emma! F's for Emma. SMG was okay, I guess. But the nail gun's cool, so.
Alice and Barry, my wife and my best friend, are easily the two most important people in my life. And they've never really gotten along with each other. I suppose both of them resent the other's intrusions into what they considered their domain. After I was gone, they maintained an uneasy truce. My book stayed in print, still selling, the licensing machine churned away. She was my wife and controlled the intellectual property. He was my agent and took care of the business. I wish they found more common ground than that.
So do I. So do I. But there we go. It's my satellite child. Also, I don't know why it's bothering to give me the 3 stars. I know where the guy is. I assume he's in the same room, but... Is there anything in this room? Actually... Yeah, the bed was on the other side. I need that after that misfire. I feel like there should be a TV there. Okay, anyway, this door over here. Alan. Oh no, dead body! Ah! I mean, who saw that coming?
It's said that nobody knows what the future might bring, but for this man, it's no longer entirely true. A weaker man might simply give up, but the Champion of Light is an expert on destiny.
Look how the gas signs on a
Sometimes the
different
puppet
layer than
and
the fog.
puppeteer can be one and the same.
Like it's above the fog layer. That's funny. I'm sure that it was on the top layer for a reason. Back to the observatory, so there's a broadcast in the
Mount Redtooth. Its top littered with man-made eyes that stare into the endless depths of space. Tonight, the Champion of Light will depend on them to pick out a message from the ether. As history repeats itself, the man remembers the patterns. He knows that he needs the missing part for the telescope.
Oh, praise be. You guys are coming through for me. A pretty little light just started blinking on my board here, and that means there's a caller out there.
I'm sorry.
Feels like I'm stuck in a rut, just reliving the same endless night over and over. I just wanted to know that it really matters to me.
You are stuck in a loop.
You suck, Eddie! Did you know that this is my dream job? True fact.
Alright, there we go. And here... There's one of those, apparently. It's not what I'm looking for, this is what I'm going for. Oh, I guess I...
The atmosphere in the projection booth at the drive-in was charged. Almost unreal. Despite that, the air felt cool and refreshing this late at night. It'd been a hot day. The summer was nearing its end. But it wasn't over yet.
I guess I never read that one. Whoops.
When Dr. Rachel Meadows got the call from Michael, telling her to hurry to the observatory, she didn't waste any time. It had been a nice party. She'd had a good time, but her social life would always play second fiddle to the mysteries of space. Michael never showed up, of course. He pulled over at the wrong rest stop. She never even thought about him at the time. The phenomenon in the sky above her was too fascinating.
What an idiot. What an idiot. Getting off at the wrong rest stop. Oh, you... At least there are fewer of the Taken throwing things at me now. I think I've gone the wrong way. Or not far enough. Wow, that recharges hella fast now. I guess it makes sense if you are making people actually use the intensity feature. Nice, so there you are. Too soon with the F5 press.
After my disappearance, they thought I was dead. I might as well have been. I know it's been 2 years. I know Alice has moved on. I've tried to find a way back to her, back to my life, but escaping the dark place is almost impossible. Time does strange things here, but dreams and radio signals can pierce the veil between the worlds. I catch glimpses and echoes of the world. Sometimes I send messages out. I can only pray that they hear them.
So is the signal that I'm tracking down Alan talking to himself? I can't remember where that was. I think it's up here. Could be wrong. Oh no, there it is. So this is the Taken? Yes.
The Taken may well be the tool the darkness favors over any other. At some point, they used to be human, but whatever humanity they once had is long gone. Now they're just shells covered and filled by darkness. The Taken Mr. throws at me are more grotesque and varied than the ones I first encountered in Bright Falls. But I know how to deal with them. I'd be lying if I said they don't frighten me. But I've survived worse. I can't let them stop me.
Need to figure out a proper webcam. Oh, there it is. I'm not so bothered about shotguns. I like keeping things at a distance. It's not what I've wanted to do at all, but okay.
Stories come naturally to us. We can't help it. There are many different worlds, many competing realities within our heads, fueled by books, television, even barely remembered childhood tales. There's an endless supply of fictional concepts more familiar to us than anything or anyone real. We have a far greater connection to the fictional characters we know and love than the random people we pass on the street. Our destinies and inspirations are shaped by lies, myths, and fables.
That's getting a bit deep, but I don't disagree. Okay, so then I go behind here for the imaging array. What it was behind? Oh no, it's the next building now. I don't want to grab that. Okay, thanks game. Oh god. Thought I'd removed the darkness. Cosmological truth.
There are places where our world is worn thin, and another reality brushes against ours. One such site is Cauldron Lake near Bright Falls, Washington. But there are others. That other reality is dark, vast, and malleable, always in flux. In its depths dwell vast forces and alien energies. They're dangerous. But in one of these places, if you know how, you can channel the power of that place and use it to shape reality.
Because that's always the best idea to do. Always. You know what? Yeah, sure, let's try the hunting rifle.
The darkness rose from the depths of Cauldron Lake and took Alice. It needed words. It needed me to write its way into our world. She was leverage, a hostage. I complied, but with a twist. I put in a loophole that gave me a chance to fight back. I was hunted by shadowy enemies, but I faced the darkness. I fought it with light. I drove it back. I saved Alice, but it came with a cost. I was trapped in the dark place below Cauldron Lake.
It's the first game. At least there are no spiders. In before huge spiders. Birds. Of course. Of course it's birds. Some jump in. Get that little extra movement speed. I'm not sure jumping up hills faster, but there we go. Please, Dr. Meadows, let me in. No birds inside, thank you very much. Turn on the TV. Another Mr. Scratch.
I know what you're thinking. Evil twin, supernatural powers. But most of the time, I just like to keep things basic. I want you to understand that. Like this. Need to get your hands dirty? No batteries, no moving parts, just physics. That's technology you can depend on. It's a classic.
It's a hammer.
Speaking of classics, you need to be careful with this one, though. If the victim suddenly twists,
Straight razor, I think.
you might end up cutting yourself. It's not really a workhorse, but I'm a sucker for this style.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Now this is more like it. You've got slip-resistant grip. Believe me, you really want that traction once you're wrist deep in somebody. The blade's stiff enough so it won't open by accident in your pocket, but it's still really easy to open with just one hand. Now that's a big thing for me. I know what you're thinking. It's too big, too heavy. But sometimes you just need the extra oomph. If you're talking intimidation, this is gonna do the job. Also great for dismemberings and whatnot. You know, the messy jobs. I can't tell you how many things I've MacGyvered with this stuff.
Are you allowed to say that?
Okay, now, guns. Not a big fan. I mean, how are you supposed to really connect with somebody with a bullet?
Well, the bullet will connect with them.
I want you to understand that. I take pride in what I do. We can't both be worthless hacks, can we?
Okay, that was cool. That was a good interlude.
You'll have to forgive me, but this feels very strange. It seems like this has all happened before.
It has.
The replacement part for your telescope, Doctor.
All right. Let's get it installed.
Don't crush me, don't crush me, don't crush me, don't crush me. Please don't crush me. Just stick it and twist.
I think we can give this a go, although I have this strange feeling that
Probably.
something will
Don't
go
start
wrong.
it up yet. There's a problem with the coolant system.
Yes, that's right. I remember. All right, let me think. If they're sabotaging it, they'll be at the primary coolant pipe outside. If you can secure it, we should be ready to pick up the signal. That is why you're here, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I'll take care of it.
Before you go, if you have the time, I'd appreciate if you came up here and explained a few things.
Okay.
All of this is very strange to me.
Let's have some lore. I like how the game's like, you can do this if you want. You can have the full conversation, or you can just go. Is it Rachel? Dr. Meadows?
Hello.
I don't quite know what's going on, but I seem to remember having had this encounter before.
It's not deja vu,
Could you
Doctor.
have?
This has happened before. We're caught in a time loop.
That's utterly insane. How could that be?
I can't really explain it. I suppose
bullshit.
I could call it magic.
I don't believe in magic.
Neither do I, but I can't argue with what I've experienced. Listen, what matters now is the signal. The last time we only caught a part of it. I need the rest of it. Whether you believe me or not, you want to look into this as much as I do, right?
Yes. All right.
I realize that you have trouble believing this.
That's an understatement. I can't deny that what you say resonates with me on some level I don't pretend to understand. But for all I know, I'm simply delusional.
But it's not just you. I've experienced the same thing as you. Doesn't that prove something, at least?
Maybe. On the other hand, given your appearance, and the fact that you're trying to convince me that I'm not insane, perhaps you're merely a hallucination that accompanies my delusions.
You're not having a psychotic episode, Doctor. For what it's worth, I'm a skeptic by nature. I completely understand your reluctance to believe me.
There are people caught so deep in their psychosis that they retroactively manufacture memories and beliefs that conform to the situation at hand.
Sure, but you have to stop second-guessing yourself at some point, if you want to get something done.
Both valid points. I'm not sure this game is going to last the entire stream, you know. I don't know what I've got installed that I could play. I think it's Borderlands, but... Or I could fiddle around with my Xbox and hook that back up. I don't know. Not really feeling Dragon Age right now. I guess I'll see what's installed for a one-off. I guess there's always Choice Chamber, to be fair. I think that's everything anyway. Yep, that's everything. All the collectibles. Play Roblox? I have never, nor will I probably ever play Roblox. I have Minecraft, I guess, if I wanted to hop on the meme train. But, there's that. How far do you reckon I can jump? And not take... Oh, I can't even jump the shin at the high fence. No Shin's wake strikes again. I hear them behind me, don't worry. I guess I'll just throw that there and hope. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's good. It's gonna take an age to reload, isn't it? Sure is, one shell at a time. Come out to flares, because they're great to drop for health. Where am I? Oh.
These beams hate the light, am I correct?
Can you hear me?
You should be able to turn on the lights and secure the area that way. All right. I'll start looking for the signal. Please, head back.
Okay, that's the game telling me to take the long way back. Long way back. Chuffing poltergeists. Anyway.
I guess they didn't like that.
I'm just gonna run.
That mountain's trying to kill me.
Ow! Oh, ultimate tease. Ultimate tease. Psych. I've got the moves. I've got the moves. Also, I wasn't running out of sprint. I'll just get it there. Aha! I ween.
It's working. Please, come up here.
I can't wait to see how Scratch messes all this up for me. Slow lift. Sorry. Partner texts me. Her company's lost another manager.
Find the signal?
Well, the company she works for.
I don't think it's quite the same thing we had the last time. Still, we're definitely picking it up.
Are we getting the complete signal now?
I'm afraid not. Take a look at it yourself. I'm printing out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question or two before that, though, if you don't mind.
What's on your mind?
What's on your mind, Doctor?
Most people would find these events extremely
Stop copying me.
disturbing, provided that they survive these creatures, that is. You seem to be quite adept at dealing with the situation. Why is that?
Yes, I was involved in... It's a complex story. I was in this small town, and a horrible thing from another dimension kidnapped my wife and manipulated me into writing this horror story that came true. I learned to fight it with light, and I managed to contain it and free my wife. But I was trapped in its world.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. So, I'm used to reality working in strange or even impossible ways. And I've fought these things, not exactly like this, but close enough for a good while now. Of course, I have certain advantages. Was there anything else?
What did you mean when you said you have advantages?
At the risk of sounding like a lunatic, reality is much more fluid than people think. It can be influenced.
I didn't take you for a mystic.
I'm not. I'm a writer. And under certain conditions, I can, for lack of a better word, rewrite reality.
So can Scratch.
Change things.
That's absurd.
But it works.
Assuming I believe this, why don't you simply, I don't know, write yourself some superpowers?
It's not quite that simple. You need to follow certain laws of drama, I suppose. You need to think about consistency and symbolism. Often what you write isn't anywhere near as important as what you imply. There are things out there that will take advantage of your mistakes.
You really believe in this?
Don't look at me like that. You've experienced some of this yourself.
I will gladly admit that something exceedingly strange is going on. But this idea that you're somehow altering reality with your writing is ridiculous. You're essentially saying you're controlling my actions. Leaving aside the rational arguments against this, what gives you the right?
Well,
I'm the protagonist.
It's more like having a destiny. A path you're on. You're not aware of it, but there it is. If somebody changes it, what difference does it make? It's what every writer does. If you write something that affects one of the characters, they don't really know about that.
I'm not a character. Are you saying that it's all right to take advantage of someone if they aren't aware of it?
Look, all I meant was that if you're genuinely making all your own decisions, and those decisions lead to whatever destiny you
God,
have,
free will
what
and
practical
destiny.
difference does it make?
I suppose that depends on whether our destinies are determined by things like physics and probabilities, or natural reality, which is presumably neutral and impartial, or by some kind of an intelligence. If it's the latter, that intelligence makes choices based on some criteria. If we suffer as a result of those choices, there's a moral and ethical element involved, regardless of whether we're aware of its manipulations. Wouldn't you agree?
You're taking this very well. I thought you'd be hangry.
I suppose I would be if I thought you could actually do this.
Got him.
Another printout. Another signal fragment. The message is still not complete, but it's another piece of the weapon he has built against his adversary. Mere words on a piece of paper, but in the right hands, they will hold back the darkness.
The right hands are not Alan's. He's a terrible person. He's a hot mess waiting to explode.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well. He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
I guess I've got to go and turn the power on and everything again.
Ugh. Serena's probably out of her mind again. But I'm gonna need that key so I can get the power back on. To change the world, you must craft a blueprint for the new reality. Any work of art will do, as long as it's a genuine act of creation. That's what the energies of the dark place respond to. The results may be subtle and perplexing, or far-ranging and momentous. My area of expertise, the written word, gives much more precise results than music or interpretive dance would, for instance. But words can be extremely dangerous. What you define may become reality, but so can that which you imply, even if you don't realize you're doing so.
Basically, don't mess with reality.
You again?
I'm really just here to get the keys so I can get the power back on.
Do you want to hold me down? It's okay. I know you like that.
Yeah, I'll just grab the keys.
I could be like your wife. Little wifey. Waiting at home for hubby. Or you could be the mailman. Or the neighbor.
I'm already married to someone who isn't crazy, thanks. I'm just gonna go and get the power back on.
Aww.
Look, I may or may not be back, I have the access code to the booth already, so once the power is on...
You should totally come see me. We could have fun. You know.
We'll see how it goes. You should sit down or something. Try to stay calm.
I don't want to be calm. I want to be nasty.
Someone actually wrote this script.
I want to be nasty with you.
Yeah.
And then they paid someone to read it.
Anything you want. You can use my...
Let's not even go there. I was hoping that you'd remember more, but I guess that was too much to ask.
Feel bad for everyone involved. Someone also animated it, of course. Radio.
I was about to do the weather, but I see we have a caller. Hey, you're on the air with Eddie. What's up?
Hey, Eddie, it's Ricky. You talked about fate before. You think about that a lot?
Not a lot, to be honest, but I take it you do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any conclusions you'd care to share, Ricky?
Well, we've got free will, right? That's in the Bible and everything.
Yeah, right, sure.
So free will, right? Am I right?
I
mean, if we can do what we want,
sort of joke about free will.
Fate? I mean, you don't know what's going to happen next, so there's no fate. There's just people doing stuff.
Well,
stuff.
I don't know, Ricky. I don't suppose you have considered the possibility that we're all here in the service of a greater purpose, incomprehensible to us,
and that what we take to be freedom is nothing more than the move of a pawn on some cosmic chessboard.
Night Springs narrator.
Limited in scope, subject to the whims of unseen players,
existing only for their entertainment.
Or perhaps we're just a twisted reflection of actual events that can happen elsewhere. Could it be that such is life in Night Springs?
Dude, what?
Food for thought, Ricky. Food for thought.
That guy is me a lot of the time. Just, what? Where are the keys there? I want to go north. I want to get off the chair first. Goodbye, Serena. I'll come back for you. I hope I haven't missed what I was looking for. They just said go as far north as you can. Reveal a building next to a tree. Oh, hey, crossbow. I'm good. I'm good.
I have changed. I know who I am now. I know that I can write my own fate. Bright Falls taught me that. I know that indulging my weaknesses, giving in to fear and complacency will only drag me down. The Dark Place taught me that. I'm no Zen master. I've not attained enlightenment. But I have learned to let go of the things that I don't need. I know that without that balance within, I become my own worst enemy. Now I strive for equilibrium, and with that, I'm strong enough to get where I want.
That was the whole point of the 2 DLCs that I played yesterday. Well, I guess DLC packs I played yesterday. Episodes, specials. Oh, I see it. Try to juke. Let me pick it up. Let me pick it up. He's right there.
It's obvious that for all his power, Mr. is an agent of another greater being. The dark place he came from is full of terrible alien intelligences, dark presences, and none of them should be let loose in our world. He serves one of them. He'll open the way for them if I don't stop him. But he'll do more. He'll take over my life. He already has my face. He already uses my name. He'll become Alan Wake in every way imaginable and corrupt everything, unless I can stop him.
Yeah, the thing is, Alan. The thing is, where am I going? Over there. He's a serial killer. Do you want that life? Because it's your face everyone sees. And your fingerprints on all the weapons. Just gonna see where the next one is.
I want to talk about Alice. Just look at her. She's really beautiful, isn't she? Your wife.
I don't think they can come in here.
Our wife, really. Just my life scene. Don't worry. I'm not gonna treat her like the others. She's special. If I wanted her dead, she would be. I've been around for a while now. So talented. You haven't seen her new work, of course. Oh, it takes my breath away. Really, she's that good. Did you know that I've got a wedding ring, too? We're that similar. She's seen me a couple times, you know? I've let her catch glimpses. She thinks she's imagining things, of course. She thinks you're dead. You might as well be.
Dead.
I mean, even if you manage to keep surviving, you'll be in my trap forever. So I'll go to her. It'll be an amazing moment. Oh my God, you're alive. I'll be the good, loving husband for as long as I can stand it. She'll love it. And then, one day, somehow, it'll happen. Maybe I'll slip up, she spots something, or maybe she just starts running her mouth. And then, I'll do it. It's gonna be sweet. My darling wife.
Don't just like don't plan to kill someone, dude. Embrace the moment. Spontaneity. Planning just kills it. Right, can't remember where the... Oh, right, down. Did it again. Yep, I knew I was going to die the moment I stopped moving because I hit the freaking fence. Right, turn around. At least they reset that Taken's position. Where's this crate? I think I can open this now.
You're like a little hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
Oh my god, these guys are so annoying. Fine, I'll kill you up here. Ignore that first shot. Right. Problem solved. Wait for them to spawn again. You feel bad for those people. I feel bad for everyone in this game.
You're like a little hamster in a wheel. Go ahead and keep running for all the good it'll do you.
Just a real casual flashbang. That was terrible. One sec, chat. Someone at the door. Can we all agree that cold callers suck? I want you to talk to people. You don't go out. Not stream, because I'm shy. I like being inside. Leave me alone. Apart from everyone in chat, you can stay. I like you. Yes. Hunting rifle's fine, but it is a bit slow. Okay, just go inside now. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, my dudes. I like how I can see through that bit, but I can't get through it. No, not going to spawn this time? Guess not. Apparently my cold caller comment sent whoever else was in chat away.
For Serena Valdivia, burning the midnight oil was more of an exception than a rule. A procrastinator and a perfectionist, she often worked when she wouldn't be disturbed. Tonight was especially important. The film festival would open tomorrow, and there was still so much to sort out. It wasn't that the work hadn't been done. She just didn't feel like she had completely mastered everything yet.
I know that feeling. It's gonna be spiders this time. Loads of webs and creepy noises. Sorry about that. It's really annoying. I bit my tongue while sneezing the other day, and it hasn't fully healed. Oh, it's a different solution. not that simple, surely. It's that simple. You just look which lights are flashing on the console. Oh, also spiders. If you don't like spiders, look away. Just gonna wait for that to... I'm sorry. You're not dead yet? Alright, I'm gonna grab this checkpoint. Just in case. Where's my next collectible? I might have... Ah! Shoot. Oh well, never mind. It's not a table. Apparently I'll see it on my way back, but I don't know if I will. It's all ammo. Oh, right, the hole. Also known as a gateway. Nope, not around here. Interesting. I might have to go back in and explore. Well, it says on my way back I'll run into the next manuscript page on a table. Oh, it's there. Not too far back.
The dark place is utterly hostile to human life. It eats at your mind, wants you to succumb to madness. Your own thoughts can turn against you. Every shadow conceals a threat that attacks at the slightest sign of weakness. You're under endless assault. Every day is a struggle for survival. But I've learned to take care of myself. I focus on Alice, our life together, my need to be with her. That takes me a long way in the dark place. As long as I have my gun and the flashlight.
It's amazing how you've never run out of ammunition or batteries. Right, well, grab this one. Because now I'm going to run back to Selina to see how she's doing.
You die, you lose. If you quit, you lose. If you make it to the end of the loop, you still lose. Sucker.
Oh, that's satisfying. I mean, it's a survival horror game. I'm not sure it's the right genre for that, but it's pretty satisfying. Definitely, they definitely worked on the gunplay for this. Not sure why, because that wasn't the focus of the game, and it being slightly clunky kind of helped reinforce that, but there we go. That's the first one again. Same thing's going to happen. That's fine, because I'm going to check on Selina. May have forgotten how to get there. This one, shotgun. I mean, I guess I could unlock it. I don't want it, but I can unlock it. Something I don't have to do next time I come through if I want to change weapon.
It's you.
I guess you're back to normal again?
I don't know if I'm ever gonna be normal, but thanks. I know you didn't have to come back for me like this.
I couldn't just leave you like that. I'm sorry about the whole...
The guide actually doesn't talk
fault.
about her again.
At least I'm not Little Miss Whoreslut anymore. Ugh, that's just... Hey, thanks for not, you know, taking advantage.
No problem. You don't seem too weirded out even though this is happening again.
Honestly, that pales in comparison with having that thing inside my head. I mean, it's crazy, but...
I understand. I can really mess you up.
But it's not possession,
This
so...
is weird. I think what he did left something. I can feel that things are different. I just know that time's acting wrong. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I can sense it.
I'm not surprised.
Some weird
A close
lighting going
encounter
on.
with these forces,
Cat behind her.
it stays with you. Changes the way you see things. Some people can't deal with that. They just lose it.
Well, it's early yet. I'm not ruling anything out.
I'm gonna go make my way into the projector booth.
Okay. Is there anything I can do? About the situation, I mean?
No, it's a trap for me. I'm gonna have to go deal with it.
Uh-huh. And you got a plan, is that it?
I think I have a chance. Yeah.
Conversation over, I guess. Alright, anyway. Rescued her. Feel good about that.
Are you getting it yet, genius?
What up, Scratch? Okay, you're just gonna insult me and then leave? Wand was over here. No, Alan! Go through the... Alan, oh, you... Why do you suck, Alan Wake? These two. Dodge it. Oh, you... Just gonna swap back over to flares. Where was the one out front? To here. Please? Please spawn another. Maybe they're in different orders now. Those people, and then hope the third one spawns. I think it was here, right? No? Okay. I can't remember where the third one was. I'll be honest, I thought it was there and it's not. Where is it? There we go. Maybe it moved. I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. I just realized something. To be under observatory. Yeah, new reality. These are the partial things I'm getting every time I go to the end of the level. That's what that is.
The poster reminded me of Alex Casey. The detective's cool exterior never cracking even with the gun pointed in his face. In the back room, all the lights had been turned off, except for the lone spotlight which illuminated the bright red fire extinguisher on the wall.
That's why I never read it before, because you pick it up, and it's just the end of the level. You don't get a chance to read it until you get here. I am smart,
The champion
chap.
of light knows that the time itself is about to end. At least for him. He can feel the dead end rushing towards him. But there is time to act. Incomplete or not, he has the weapon.
I don't have the whole thing. But maybe it's enough.
Clearly I'm going to turn that back off good for old time's sake. Right, 2:36 AM. August. Where would the... Can I turn it again? There we go. That's not a spotlight, that's a desk lamp, but sure. I'll allow it. Where's the poster? I thought that was it, but I can't. Yeah, film noir poster visible. Change time, change date. Gotta find the right area, I guess. Ah! Haha. A Gift of Thorns, Alice Casey. I did it! Praise me now.
It's not enough.
I crave adulation and approval.
You're trying to be cute, aren't you? What are you up to? It's a waste of time, buddy. You should just lie down and die. Let me take over. This is the only thing you've got coming to you. From
Thank you,
here
Kiwi.
to
Thank you.
eternity.
No matter how many times you come back.
I'll tell you what, the actor playing Alan Wake is putting in serious work.
Time folds back on itself. Again, his senses scream as the very impossibility of what is happening assaults them. But the champion of light
This is a
endures.
really high quality camera. Oh, it's a really high quality camera they filmed that cutscene in. This is...
Each time he
you
gets
know,
a little closer.
familiar.
Each time another detail falls into place. Now the trap works against the Herald of Darkness.
I will always take a flag on. Oh, this is new. Oh, I was about to say, does that guy have a head?
What are you, the King Hillbilly?
Oh, I sort of assumed... That's a circular saw. He is rather large. That's a rather large man. I did not wish that circular saw to make contact with Alan's frail, pale writer body.
Thor and Odin Anderson, old gods of Asgard. I still don't quite know what to make of them. I know they used to be rock stars who modeled their stage personas after Norse gods. I know they're old. I know that in their day they fought the darkness as I do. I know they're demented and insane, ravaged by age and self-abuse. But there's something in them, something powerful that took hold when they were touched by the powers beyond. A thing that goes far beyond just stage names. Something godlike.
I kind of want to make the Old Gods of Asgard a band. A musical band in Silent Chronicle I'm writing, but at the same time I'm pretty sure that'll be copyrighted, so I can't. And it just sounds so cool as an idea to use. I'm good for now.
Right on cue, bubbling to the surface from untold depths, the horrors come. The emerging monsters do not expect the warm reception that has already been prepared for them.
Already there. Do that. So I've got some light. First, however, there is a collectible over here, I think. One sec. Yep, dirt road northwest towards the gate. Oh, I see it. Alan, just don't use your hands. What are they for?
The Anderson brothers should probably have been in a facility somewhere, despite their tendency to escape from such places. It could be argued that they had no business being on tour, considering their condition. Their lives mostly revolved around the laundry list of ailments and their endless quest for liquor. But Barry Wheeler managed them now.
At least you know what they're going for.
And whatever else they might say about Barry, he knew how to make things happen. And honestly, it wasn't like the Andersons were the most difficult clients he ever had.
What I'm trying to figure out is whether this is whether Alan has like intentionally written what happened to his friends after he got trapped, or if it's just a kind of a this is what the world is like now kind of lore building. Come to me, my satellite son. I desire your face once more. You know, it's a good thing I kind of like the song, really. Fire.
Next stop, saving Emma.
Are they following me? Oh, they sure are. We're good? I think we're good. Turn on the radio and there's a manuscript piece behind it. Oh, why? Guess I'll deal with these. Oh. I mean, I guess I know why. This is the end, but still. Right, who's you? Sir, please stop throwing things. Gonna leave that there. I'll come back for it. That's the SMG.
Is it bad that this time I just went, oh, he's gonna be right along to stay in my ass?
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
Reload. Reload faster. I hate them so much. You can't apparently stun them once they start that animation. Let's do this. Yep. Fine, I'll pull out the flashbang.
Not as long as I show up, I guess.
There we go, there's a knife, there's an nail sticking out of, I guess, where the head of the hitbox is.
Clear now.
God, now good is so good. Oh, it's so much better than the SMG was. Anyway. Radio, yes? Yes, radio.
Well, art lovers, are you feeling neglected? You shouldn't. You know Eddie Rodman's got love for you, which is why I actually hauled myself out of bed before noon, just so I could record an interview for your pleasure. Enjoy. Now, as I'm sure you all know, the annual Night Springs Visual Art Show is coming around again, and that's a big deal for all of us that are in the culture business. If you can call it a business. That's a little controversial, I know.
It's a business.
Oh, that's okay. Money makes the world go around, no doubt about it.
And that's one of my guests here at the studio, Serena Valdivia. She's a curator at the Night Springs Gallery of Visual Arts, and she's in charge of the NSVA Film Festival, held this year at the old Night Springs Drive-In Theater.
Hello, Eddie. It's great to be here. And let me just say that it's a wonderful venue.
Absolutely. And with her is one of the filmmakers, somebody who's actually primarily known as a renowned photographer, Alice Wake.
Hello.
Alice,
hello.
I've seen a lot of your work over the years. It's very impressive. My wife's a big fan, actually.
Oh, thank you.
You've gained quite a bit of fame as a photographer, but that's not why you're here, right? You actually have a film. That's a little surprising.
For me, too. I really wouldn't be here at all if it weren't for Serena.
You two are friends, I take it?
Yeah, we move in the same circles. So, about a year ago, I heard about all this footage she'd shot.
As an artist,
and I got to see some of
a
it,
curator,
and then I started pestering her about actually putting it out there, because it was really good. I didn't really want to show it. It felt too personal.
Well, yes, I can understand that. It features your husband, and he's, well...
He's dead.
I thought he was missing.
It's been 2 years. This sounds awful, but yes, I believe he's dead. Otherwise he would have, well, you know.
Yeah, I understand. Well, hold that thought, and we'll be right back.
Well, that's kind of sad. Creepy swimming pool.
I have seen the darkness twist flesh into new shapes before, but encountering these giants is an extremely disturbing experience. It's as if the genre has been switched on me. There's something out of Pulp Fiction, twice as tall as normal men and stronger than forklifts. Their lumbering gait and slow-witted demeanor brings to mind some kind of mean-spirited caricature of a feeble-minded hillbilly.
Hey, you said it, Alan. I'm not the one throwing insults around. And to the TV, which is back here. There's another manuscript page.
So I've been thinking about Barry. I don't know what to do about him yet. I mean, I'm not going to keep him around, that's for sure.
Let's put him in a box.
Al! Ugh, little parasite. Your best friend. Really? That's the best you can do. I actually kind of like the guy. He's a plucky little butterball. He plays the clown, that's a hard
That's a bit insulting.
But I don't need him sticking his fat face.
Okay, Scratch, you didn't need to go there. Let's face it.
Did you know he's been hanging out with the sheriff?
Oh.
From that shitty little
Breaker.
town? They keep in touch. Barry's about the only guy who insists that you're not dead. How about that?
Okay, I guess I'll just throw us up on YouTube as a 2-part video. I have no idea what happened there. I just lost the stream entirely. I had to restart OBS so that I could start the stream again. Anyway, that was confusing. And I hope it doesn't do it again. However, I don't know what the last thing anyone on the stream store was, so if anyone's in chat and could tell me, that would be much appreciated. You know what? Let's have the last one again.
Emma wasn't sure
just
exactly when the man arrived at the motel, but from what she could tell, the party started almost immediately. It was infectious.
Sorry if you've heard this before. I don't know what you did and didn't hear. We'll see.
Almost as if he was flickering through the scene, telling a joke here, throwing an insult there, oozing sex and violence and excitement. She had never seen someone like this before. He looked at her and smiled, and she felt her heart flutter a little. She knew he was the kind of man mothers warn their daughters about, but she told herself it didn't matter.
Okay, so that's that. Sorry again if you've already seen that. On YouTube, obviously, that'll be recorded, so sorry that you had to rewatch that. I don't know what went wrong. It just stopped. Everything just stopped, and I had to restart OBS. So thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, thanks for saving me again. I'd hate to die before I'm scheduled to be murdered.
I guess I have you to thank for setting everything up at the oil derrick.
Yeah, well, I figured that if we were going to go over this again, we might as well try to be smart about it, huh?
I appreciate it. You took a big chance doing that. You okay?
What do you think? I've died twice. I remember everything pretty clearly now. You said I was gonna be okay.
I don't know what happened.
No, it's not your fault. I think one of those, what did you call them? The takers? I think they did something to the power and they got me that way.
I'm sorry.
But I got the keys from the dead guy in that room. And I'm not handing them over until you do something about this. I'm sick of getting killed.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
You seem calmer now.
I tried freaking out. Didn't do much good for me. I guess you get used to the craziest stuff.
Good for you.
Plus I figured I'd take the edge off, you know?
Mm-hmm. Those herbal supplements are pretty good, huh?
Oh, yeah.
She's smoking her own stuff.
I wanted to try to explain things to you
never
now
do that.
since you're calmer, but maybe this isn't the best time after all.
Oh, shit, yeah. Better not get all metaphysical on me now. Seriously, I'm like 2 sentences away from thinking how we could all be like atoms on God's skin or something.
Or figments of somebody's imagination?
Wow. I'm just gonna try to chill out and not think about that or getting murdered or anything, if you're cool with that.
Gotcha.
I'm cool with that, yeah. Also, I've just noticed. Pretty sure this isn't 57 Plymouth Fury and is a Christine reference from the Stephen King novel. At least it looks like the car on the front of the edition I have. Now I can go, I'll go and grab this. Also, I did that. That's all me.
Getting the Andersons into the recording studio was a struggle and a half. But once they actually picked up the instruments, something happened. They were 2 old men, and they weren't. They were doddering bags of bone, and they were barely contained power. And there was music. Barry rubbed his hands together. He knew how to pick a winner. Now all they needed was some direction on how to make things a little more modern. Barry had never produced a thing in his life, but he knew what he liked. He knew Balance Slays the Demon was going to be a hit.
Okay. What up, Barry? Right, I think that's the last thing here. Yes. Did I did restock ammo. To the fuse box. Away! I'm sorry, what, Alan? Where were you even shooting? I was trying to hit the exploding barrel, but I guess that's not going to happen. God, the nail gun is too good. Why would you not use the nail gun? Oh, I see. You turn the light on above it and they can't get to it. Smart. Very smart. I think that's everything. Yep. Grab the free refill.
Okay. I really don't think they can get to the power now.
Thank you. That's a relief. Here's the keys that you needed.
Thank you.
Hey, I have to tell you, at the diner, I went there with him. The guy who looks like you, okay? I know I said that I didn't.
Yeah, I figured. Want to talk about what happened at the diner?
There was this guy from the observatory, and he just attacked the poor dude, smashed his face into the tabletop a bunch of times. It was horrible. I didn't know that he was gonna do that. I swear. And I just ran. I just left him there. I didn't even try to help.
There was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault.
Well, he's dead in that motel room now, so excuse me if I feel pretty shitty about it anyway.
That's fair.
You shouldn't blame yourself.
I just didn't want to get involved. I have this tendency to just drop everything and run. I don't think I'm a bad person, but I didn't even call the cops. I'm such a coward.
If you'd called the cops, we'd have dead cops. He's not human. Do you understand? It's not your fault.
But I could have tried to stop him.
Believe me, if you had, you'd be dead. You seem to be doing a little better now.
Yeah, I guess it just got easier once I got this thing off my chest. I just feel so guilty about it, especially because I didn't pick up on any of the warning signs. I just really liked hanging out with him, you know? He was smart and charming and funny and hot. The way you could be, I guess.
I guess.
What's the deal with this
Thanks,
guy
Emma.
anyway? He looks like you, he uses your name. Why does he do this stuff?
I'm not sure myself. Maybe he's just evil or my dark half. He does a lot of the stuff I'm trying really hard to get away from. Things that just messed up my life.
I guess all those murders don't help either.
Yeah, I could do without the murders and the end of the world. Listen, I need to get going.
Yeah, go. I think I'm good now. I hope.
Good luck. If it all goes well, maybe this is the last time we meet like this.
God, wouldn't that be great?
Just keep those lights on, okay?
Yeah, Alan, I don't think she's going to be turning lights off anytime soon. Just a hunch.
The fate of countless individuals hangs in the balance, threatened by the machinations of the Herald of Darkness. And yet, for a moment, the Champion of Light breathes a little easier. He has saved one life. For this moment, it is enough. And soon, perhaps, he can put an end to this.
That'd be nice. I mean, it's not because I'm enjoying my time with this, but I think it's completion of the story and everything.
Returning to the observatory for what he hopes is the final time, the man feels anticipation and dread in equal measure. Soon, he knows, he will have what he needs.
Get out of the car for probably the last time.
Hello, I was expecting you. I've already taken care of the imaging array, but you should still look into securing the primary coolant flow. With some luck, you may be able to light the area before these things even show up.
Huh, interesting.
Thanks for tuning in for the second part of our interview with Serena Valdivia and award-winning photographer Alice Wake.
But I'm good with
now,
it.
Alice,
Sorry.
we were talking about your husband, Alan Wake. Is that a sore subject for you?
Well, a little bit. Of course it is. The way I see it, we had our good times and our bad times, and on the whole, we had a lot of good times. He really made me happy. I don't mind being reminded of him.
So you're over him?
I don't know if I'll ever be that, entirely. I still think about him every day, literally. I still find myself hoping for... Well, sometimes I think I see him just standing somewhere, watching me. I think most people who lose someone they love experience things like that. But on the whole, I'm doing all right. 2 years is a long time to adjust, and I'm not really the type to wallow in the negative.
Well, I know there are a lot of stories about Alan. He seemed to have something of a wild streak.
That's not really what our show is about, though. Look, all that stuff really gets blown out of proportion.
Poor Selena.
He had his problems, but it's really frustrating for me because people like to talk. They love to tell these crazy stories, and they never really knew him at all.
Well, the character he created, Alex Casey, is a household name. The books still continue to sell. There's been talk of a TV series, a movie, a video game. Must be nice to know that his work is still being appreciated by so many readers.
Yes, of course, but I don't really deal with the business side. I leave that to Alan's agent.
That would be Barry Wheeler. Actually, I just interviewed him. He's currently in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also Alan's best friend. Do you two keep in touch?
We talk regularly. Like I said, he handles
Please
business side.
stop asking about Alan.
Yes, yes.
Talk about the art.
I'm Eddie Rodman, talking to Alice Wake and Serena Valdivia, and we'll be right back.
Okay. Alright. Primary pipes. Not that one then. Ow. There we go.
Very good. I believe we're ready to look into the sky.
Right there, Doctor.
There we go. Slight problem with the Taken again. It also does feel like Alan's stamina's been increased. Ow! Apparently this... Right. Okay, so I pressed the button for the flare to, you know, happen, and it didn't, clearly. Like, apparently I can just run past this guy, but because I'm not entirely sure where the manuscript page is, I'm just gonna deal with it. That. Oh, I see the manuscript page. There we go. Problem solved. And it immediately explodes.
This act of creation is exhilarating and frightening. Subtext and symbols loom eager to take effect. Causality and consequence become domino chains that stretch into infinity. The more fundamental the change, the more unpredictable the variables become. Reality is too complex to control completely. Ordinary questions become meaningless. Who created who? What is really real? Everything is as real as everything else. You learn to let go of the things you can't control and go with the flow, or go insane.
That's fair. That's someone who hasn't. I'll just trigger this. As someone who has a, you know, control issues, you have to accept it. That you can't control everything. Control what you can. That's the shotgun that I don't really need. Here it is.
The man before Dr. Meadows was handsome and slick. He moved with lazy confidence and didn't bother to pretend that he wasn't staring at her. She didn't mind, at first. Then the man flicked open the knife and shoved her out of the control room so she wouldn't hear the signal, whatever it was. Outside, she pulled her lab coat closed and thought about running. She didn't. She didn't think she'd get very far. Probably from him. She never was entirely sure why he spared her.
That cheese! Iframes, I guess.
Come on in.
What up, bitches? Okay.
This is what you look like. Does that bother you? I bet it does. I'm not just wearing your face, you know. It goes a lot deeper than that. There's a lot of you and me. All the best parts. At first, I was just an idea. But they kept telling all those stories about you. You already had that rep. And then you disappeared mysteriously. And then the stories about bad, crazy Alan Wake came true. And here I am. That's the best part, isn't it? When that happens, you can always count on Cauldron Lake. I'm just as real as you are. And I'm the improved version. No fears, no doubt, no weaknesses, no self-deception here. I don't let anything drag me down.
And yet you're scared of Alan Wake coming back.
I know you like I know myself. I know it bothers you that I'm like this. That I use your name, crawl my way into your life. But I only do it because I'm better at being you than you ever were.
You know, I question that. Well, I assume bad stuff's gonna happen.
Gary, you need to protect the telescope or we can't complete the signal.
What? Okay. Sure, why not? Oh, this is just the concert again. Please don't. Hell yeah. God, this song's so good. Hell yeah. Victory jump.
There, I have it.
And a second
but
one.
I wish these things would stop blatantly violating the laws of physics in my observatory. That's just rude.
How
Are you
rude?
all right?
How dare they?
I'm glad. I'll send the lift down to you. I remember our previous encounters very clearly now. But technically, if this really is a loop in time, we've never met before. I don't know why our awareness persists, but it's bloody fascinating.
How rude. But yes, it's quite fascinating. I guess it's not gonna... Oh, you son of a... Ah, can I get through the floor? Probably not, right? Can I go back down? Oh, never mind.
Doctor? You know, I know physicists who would
That
give
was cool.
15 years of their lives for a chance to experience something like this.
I'd imagine that being stalked by horrible axe murderers would curb their enthusiasm a little.
Clearly you've never met
Stitch these
hardcore
two
physicists.
videos together, I think.
I'm glad you're in such good spirits, but...
The signal! Yes, it's completed.
Finally. If all goes well, this should be the last time we go through the loop.
You know, I just realized that I don't have any memory of what happens after you leave. What does that mean?
I don't think it means anything. If everything goes well, you just keep going. I don't show up here like this again, no more bad guys. Things go back to normal.
Let's hope you're right. I'd love the opportunity to look into this in more detail.
Looks like you've accepted the situation.
I'm a pragmatist. If this is a delusion, at least my first psychotic episode
True.
is anything but boring.
True,
Really,
true.
Mr. Wake, at the end of the day, I'm a scientist. I love mysteries. I love not knowing. Whatever else this might be, it's absolutely fascinating. I wonder how far this reaches. Is everybody in the world experiencing this?
Who knows? I think reality's probably pretty fragile right now. Doctor, I can see you're very enthusiastic about this. I'd appreciate a bit of discretion.
Are you suggesting that we should suppress this?
Don't tell everyone my secret.
No. You can do what you like, but I want you to leave me out of it.
But surely, with the things you know, the things you've experienced, you can replicate any of these results. We could...
Let me be blunt. If you drag me into this, I'll deny everything. I'll lie like my life depended on it. And writers are damn good liars. Word of advice. This is things man was not meant to know territory. You get into this,
Things man
chances
was
are
not
you'll
meant to
open up
what
a door
of.
into a world of hurt. Believe me, I know.
I see.
She sees. Still very rude.
In a strange way, he feels at ease. He is armed with his own words, and when the time comes, they will be enough or they will not. For now, he's content to
crossed
let the
that they
currents
are.
take him toward the final confrontation.
Be real awkward if they weren't enough, and we have to go back to everyone and be like, sorry, I messed up again. Don't hate me.
Once more, he returned to the
Weapon crate
drive-in.
shine.
If he's aware of the absurdity of arming oneself with a few sentences and standing against a power that can pierce time itself, he doesn't show it. The man has his share of weaknesses, perhaps more, but cowardice is not among them.
Okay. So I started at this end. Cool. Waiting for something.
Oh, you got yourself a little plan, do you?
Get away from me. Bad touch. I shouldn't make jokes like that. That trivializes, you know, real problems in society. I feel bad. I'm sorry. Sincerely. Anyway. Go and turn something on. That. Because it's 3-round burst kills them. Good to know. Any supplies just lying around waiting for me? I guess not. Oh dear. Oh right, there's this. What is that? Pump action? I'm good. Oh, I'll take the flashbang though. Can't carry anymore, never mind. Can't I just go the quick way? That would be... Yep, I tried to rush it. So much more useful. Right, I'm just going to grab the checkpoint. I'm going to take care of these fellows because obviously I have time where I'm going through here, so I don't want that to be a problem. Nail gun ammo.
Never getting out of this wake, never! Don't worry, I'll take care of your wife and your life!
Manage expectations. I guess they've despawned now. Ow. Nope, no they have not.
Think you're doing it, I'll send you right back to the beginning.
Take care of him because he might be a problem on the way back.
When the Dark Man's eyes suddenly locked into Serena's, she flushed hot. They ignited a black fire in her. He was talking. He wanted the power turned off. He said something about the projector booth. She hooked a finger under his belt buckle. He grabbed a hold of her throat and twisted until it hurt. Somewhere deep inside, a part of her screamed in paralyzed horror, but the moan that escaped from her throat had no panic in it. "Pay attention," he said. "Business first." His eyes glittered shamelessly. Hers did too.
Kind of concerned that I got 5 missing, or maybe 4 missing, but there's not enough. Oh god, did I die after picking up Mr. Scratch's trap the last time? I didn't pick it up. Son of a bee! I'm going to have to replay the entire chapter to get it. Okay, well I guess this video is slightly longer because I'll go and grab that one. But these both should be 21 to 21, 16 to 16.
I'd found her film from the pile of containers in the back. I'd threaded it into the projector. I swallowed hard, staring at the screen, hearing her voice. The sunrise I remembered so well only moments away. And then Mr. was there, nailed by the projector's beam, caught in his own trap. He shouted at me, first in confusion, then rage. And then the sun came up and things started to burn.
Okay. So I just got Serena and Mr. Scratch. Hopefully soon. Grab another checkpoint. There's a light right there, so.
You think whatever it is you're gonna do is gonna make a difference? This'll end up just like before!
I need the checkpoint. There we go. Stop by the shack with the TV. This one.
There's more to fighting the Taken than just burning away the darkness that protects them. When I'm fighting for my life, I find myself slipping into a state of intense concentration that makes the beam of my flashlight seem more powerful and focused. I used to think it was just my imagination, something brought on by the adrenaline and fear of death. But now I'm not so sure. I've been touched by powers that I can't begin to truly comprehend. And they've left a mark. I'm starting to think this might be a part of it.
Not a core gameplay mechanic.
I've been around for a while now, you know? While you've been indisposed, stuck in the darkness, I've been busy. I operate in the shadows, not always literally, you understand? I'm a little more resilient than those I've taken, but I do my best work in the dark. And there's so much darkness out there that goes deep. And the things that live in it are fast, big bastards. They don't mind getting a little bit of elbow room. All that chaos and madness, it doesn't really do that much down there. It's like pouring a glass of water into the ocean.
It all adds up, though.
Right? But up here, yeah, you can really make an impact. All they need is someone to bring them all the way through. But first, I had to take care of you. You party pooper.
I'll take that description.
You're stuck in an eternal cycle now. The sun's never coming up for you. Everything else?
I guess that's how this will end. The sun coming up.
Getting a bit of quality time with Alice? That's a little something for me. And I deserve it.
That was... Oh, so I apologise if my belt was picked up by the mic. Right, I'm not going over there. Nope, first of all. Enjoy the sweet beats. Guardhouse. And go north. Somewhere there should be a manuscript page. Shout out if you see it, I guess. That's the crossbow, so I don't want that. Hmm. I don't see it, and I don't see the little... That's what I was waiting to happen. Ow. It's supposed to be... Oh, it's right here. Gosh darn it.
I held the film canister in my hands. I saw her name written across it in big letters, followed by the title. It was a time capsule. Moments snatched from times gone by. From a past that I hoped could also be our future. It was my salvation, our chance to be together. A tin can with a bit of magic in it that she didn't even know about. Something I could put to good use. There were only moments left before I had to face him.
I know that's missing. That's the next one I'm gonna... Oh, where's the plan? Did I miss 2 last time I was here? I did. They're both behind the projection booth. Gosh darn it. Well, I guess I know where they are, so that when I reload that, I can totally do it. Right, I need to go this way.
The clothes I wear now I shaped from dreams and memories. It's an old outfit, originally from the 90s. The last time I wore it was when I was still writing and Alice and I took a vacation in the desert before our troubles began. The night before, we'd been at a party, and I had dressed to the nines. On that lazy day, I put on these old clothes, worn and comfortable. Alice made a joke about grunge. I felt a little embarrassed, but I stuck with them. We were very happy.
Try to wear comfortable clothes.
I'm sheathed in good memories to remind myself of what is at stake.
Don't dress how people expect you to dress. Dress for you. Dress comfortably. Even if you have to wear a suit, wear a comfortable suit. Alright, I'm going to talk to Selena and help with her darkness on the brain problem. Okay. Sure, why not? I didn't know if she was going to say anything.
Hey.
I'm hoping I can put an end to this now.
That scream sounds really
Better.
painful.
I really don't want that to happen to me again. It's like somebody vomited in my brain, like a sleazy movie that keeps looping in my head.
I'll stop this, I swear.
You know the part that's really screwed up? If you mess it up, it'll just keep happening forever, right? I don't think I can deal with that.
Don't think about that.
I don't think of anything but.
That's fair.
Hey, afterwards, when all this is done, look me up. This thing, I can probably help you deal with it.
I don't know. It's almost like I'm not even in the same world anymore. Everything's just weird now.
Yeah, I know. A lot of that'll pass with time. But being touched by the darkness, it's rough on you. It's a lot to process. And I just don't want you to get completely screwed up by this.
Might be a little late for that, to be honest.
Yeah, well, there's degrees. At least you're not at a point where you go around picking fights with people over not changing their light bulbs often enough.
What?
Never mind. All I'm saying is, you're not alone with this. And anyway, you're friends with Alice, so, you know, any friend of hers.
Thank you.
That's gonna be awkward. Like, Alice, I'm alive. She's like, where were you? And your story sounds crazy, but I must believe you because my friend corroborates what you have said.
Hello, folks, and welcome to the third part of our pre-recorded interview with Serena Valdivia and renowned photographer Alice Wake. So, tell me about the film.
It's called Sunrise, and it really wasn't something
That's a bit
I
on the
ever
nose.
thought of as an actual film. It was just footage, things I saw and happened to shoot. It's not a medium I'm very much at home with.
You shouldn't put yourself down. You've got a great eye.
Maybe, but experience is another thing.
Because you're primarily a still photographer.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really used to thinking of the world in terms of snapshots. I frame something and try to pick the right moment, and then reveal that moment to people. Moving images are a different story. I'm still learning a lot about it, to be honest.
So, this is a new thing for you?
Or maybe I'm just a slow learner. But showing it like this is definitely a new step for me. It's a little weird taking something this intimate and showing it to everybody. Not that the material itself is somehow shocking, it's just that those were private moments.
But that's why it works, because it feels genuine. It's not so much a story as it is a sort of an echo, showing us how you saw your husband at the time. It's not really about the sunrise itself or Alan watching it. It's about you two together.
I suppose. It's funny, looking at it now, especially now that it's been edited like that. It takes on a life of its own, almost. It's a kind of a fantasy.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're right. I'm glad you talked me into it.
So I wonder if that means that if given enough time, the I don't think I can grab these. The Alan created. Also, side note, I hate that being in here with the bright lights doesn't heal you. If the Alan created by the movie would supplant Scratch. Don't know. Anyway. Yep. This is it. Apart from having to replay the Act 2 version of this. I wonder if firing a flare will help. Also, I've just noticed that it shows you on the map where the fountains are. I'm an idiot. Yep, flares do help. Fourth fountain. There we go. That's a real fast way of doing it. Doors around this side, so I may as well just run all the way around. Boopity boop boop bop.
Again, the Champion of Light enters the final trap. The new reality is almost here. All he needs to do is change the details of the scene, push it past the breaking point, and the rest will snap into place.
One last time for old time's sake. Tom the Poet to Gift of Thorns, 2:36 AM. August. This was turned. Right. Alice's film was in the projector. Where is the film reel? Is it already in there? No. None of these are flashing, so I can't pick them up. Is it in the back room somewhere? Ah, this is real, right there. Shout out to Death Rally also. Which projector is it? Ah, there we go. Alan, it's been a privilege. I mean, I'm going to see you in a few minutes anyway, just because I want to replay the level, but still, it's been a privilege and an honor, so. Still can't believe my 2 collectibles.
Oh, come on, buddy. Why don't you... What? What is this? No! No!
Yes. Yes!
You can't do this! All I did was take the things you always wanted and never had the balls to go.
Hey, you can't say that.
It's my turn now!
I mean, you can. So you
It's my life! It's my life!
Oh, that's cool. That's pretty neat.
Alan? Is it really you?
It's really me.
How? I love you.
I love you.
I like how her question is how, not where. In 2 years.
For far too long, enveloped in the light of a glorious dawn. They both feel it.
That's nice skirt.
He's home at last. Are these actual events, or merely a dream? A memory, or a glimpse of what is to come?
Barry's still asleep on the bed.
One thing is certain. This scene takes place in another time. And another place, far, far away from Night Springs.
Well, that's a nice coda, I feel. I think the whole point of that was just as a coda to the base game. Anyway, as cool as the song has been, because they have such good right, I'm missing sound choice, song choice. There we go. Yeah, these are both from Act 2. Replay scenes. Normal, please. Relapse, I think, because I just want to get the last 2 collectibles. I hate missing things. Yes. Relapse. So I'm going to try something, and it might not pay off, but I'm just going to try grab them and then quit and see if it retains the fact that I've grabbed them, or if I have to... If it doesn't, obviously I have to redo the entire level, but that shouldn't be too long.
The last time the man came to the drive-in, it did not end well.
Okay, I can't skip.
He hopes to avoid that fate this time. He hopes that what he has brought with him to this place is enough.
The only reason I'm not going to do the whole thing again to begin with is just hate the going down to the oops, Selena.
Serena's probably out of her mind again.
Going down to the power station to turn it on.
Power back on.
And then coming back, it's needlessly long. So hopefully, by just going down here. Where are they? Southwest from the projection booth. Okay, so you just, if you reload it, replay a scene, you start with the, there it is, base stuff, I guess that's the observatory up there, cool. Okay, oh there it is. Saw it flashing.
I have created the weapon that can put an end to this. A blueprint to a new reality. All I have to do is survive long enough to use it.
Usually a good idea.
My arrival from the dark place will be painful and difficult. These pages may be lost. But one way or another, I'll send the parts I really need to myself. If I make it outside, I have a chance. Mr. is more powerful than I am, but he can't change the rules in the middle of the game. He's not a creator. I am.
And I am also a content creator. Smash that subscribe button. Pound the follow button. Heck, give me all your money and subscribe. Can I even pick this up? Don't have the pump action, but sure, why not?
The trap Mr. is set for me is as simple as it is impossible. Whenever I reach him, he sends me back to the beginning of the maze. It's a loop in time. I go through it only to end up where I started. There's a brutal genius to it. If I die, it's over for me. If I survive, I end up where I started. Sooner or later, the odds will catch up with me. And in the meantime, he gets to toy with me. But that's why I have a chance. He's caught in this pattern just as much as I am. I know where he'll be, and I'm prepared.
Okay. So that's all of the collectibles. I keep doing it to the observatory, I don't know why. Okay, I don't have to redo the level entirely. Cool! So that was Alan Wake's American Nightmare. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. You suck, Eddie! And you can watch these if you really want, but I'm gonna watch that, you know, not on stream. That was really cool, really enjoyed it. It's a good coda to Alan Wake. I actually preferred... I think I preferred the base game, its DLC, to this, but this is pretty good. It's a slightly different experience. But YouTube, thank you for watching. If you want to catch any videos live, please do swing by my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ComradeBubbles. Bubbles. Also, follow me on Twitter at ComradeBubbles, because that's when you know when I'm going live. I'm also going to try and be less stream focused on my Twitter account. I went through a month where I was not posting entirely about my streaming stuff, and I want to get back to doing that. So that's all that is about. But yeah, YouTube, thank you for watching. Hope you had a good one, and I'll see you. Hopefully, you can swing by the stream at some point.